I wrote down later. My God, what have we done?
Have you ever walked along a beach wondering about the origins of humanity's true hidden past? Have you ever found yourself thinking about the question, what are they hiding from us about the true mysterious anomalies of the origins of human civilization? Have you ever wanted to know the real truth about where we came from and where it all started? Nestled in the leafy northern suburbs of Sydney, Australia, lays the answer to one of the greatest mysteries of humanity's hidden past. A mystery that until now has been entirely missed by the independent true ancient history community and completely ignored by the archaeological establishment in their ivory towers of caviar and champagne, who continue to actively suppress this reality right up until this very day. A mystery so mysterious that this anomaly has been dismissed as a common memorial, a mere detail barely worthy of note, or so many with a vested interest would have you believe, when in fact it provides the smoking gun to confirm one of the most important discoveries of all time, the very origins of human civilization itself, origins so ancient that they not only predate the founding of Atlantis, they may even predate Plato himself, who wrote about Atlantis 10,000 years after it fell. For centuries now, a small group of so-called academics have been controlling the flow of knowledge so that the population remain ignorant to the truth of this planet's and humanity's hidden past. A group of individuals controlling the so-called prestige organisations that manipulate the population to preserve their monopoly and keep humanity in a constant state of fear and confusion. Responsible for all the wars and everything bad that has ever happened, this cabal of archaeologists influenced the political and economic systems of the globe by appointing world leaders as puppet agents to their highly profitable cover-up of ancient history. Only being able to do so with a blend of lost ancient technologies that remain hidden and mysterious to everyone but themselves, a secret so dark that there are only tens of thousands of YouTube videos talking about it. Powerful devices and knowledge that is not the pinnacle of a slow development of science, but technologies that predate science and whose origins go back to the most ancient past. Technology so advanced and so in tune with the natural resonance that they offer the potential for free and limitless energy. Technologies that could liberate humanity from poverty and depression, and so is one of the greatest threats to the academics' domination of history departments and the immense budgets that mainstream archaeologists have at their disposal. So naturally, this is one of the major and most obvious reasons that these advanced technologies are kept hidden from the public, who more and more are asking questions about the true origins of civilization and the secrets of humanity's hidden past. However, this veil is slowly beginning to crumble, and we are now set to reveal the greatest discovery of all time, a discovery so profound that it will shake the current power structure to its very core and bring forth a new age of enlightenment and books by Eric von Daniken. Perhaps even a new season of Ancient Aliens, and possibly even The Mysteries of Oak Island. The most greatest of discoveries ever made being the site of the original monument of the original progenitor civilization that began it all. A mystery so mystifying in its impenetrableness that this ancient site and the monument at its heart may be the lost last key in the puzzle that unwraps the riddle of the enigma. What is the Great Sphinx of Egypt? Answering such age-old questions as, where did the Sphinx come from? How did the ancients of Atlantis move a Great Sphinx from Göbekli Tepe to Egypt? How old is it? And what is its true purpose? Important questions ignored or suppressed by the archaeologists for millennia. The true riddle of the Sphinx may be finally solved. Could it be that the Great Sphinx is not the first Sphinx ever to be made, as the orthodoxy insists with their closed minds and limitless salaries that demand that you believe the official narrative? Is it possible that the origins of civilization and advanced ancient technology do not even come from the so-called region of the alleged Fertile Crescent? Have the true origins of humanity been hidden from us all along, and on the other side of the planet from where the mainstream archaeological establishment have been telling us for so long? The answer is yes, and it has been proven by science. The answer to this great riddle is not to be found in Africa, the Middle East, Asia, Europe, Antarctica, or even the four Americas. It has been found and it is on the lost island continent of Australis, on the outskirts of the alleged city of Sydney, the host of the 2000 Olympic Games, which surely can be no coincidence, I think not. All the clues being so obvious as to become an Ouroboros snake eating its own tail, the unknowable being veiled in the all too clear until it vomits from its rear and poops from its mouth. To understand this mystery, we must first begin in the very centre of Sydney, Australia, wherein the so-called Hyde Park, as named by the orthodox historians, we find the first clues that explain the enigma of humanity's true hidden past, with not just one, but two obelisks said to have been made in the modern era, or so the conspiratorial secret high table of archaeologists would have you believe. These two ancient obelisks being markers to direct the open-minded truth seekers from the ancient harbour to the very centre of where all civilization began. The so-called Sydney Harbour being the main entrance point that serviced this once great but now suppressed pre-cataclysm super city of advanced ancient technology. In a time long, long ago, the pre-ancient sailors would be guided by the largest of these obelisks, a mighty beacon that shone and sang its message over the seven seas and across the horizon to direct the ancient sage travellers from this perfect society back home, after their long journeys to tame and educate the primitive peoples of the world out of their loincloth-wearing ways. Bearing the most ancient symbol of this advanced civilization, the winged disc, this mighty obelisk has a hollow capstone that once contained an advanced, lost high-technology crystal that emanated a brilliant light by night and a dark beam by day. A now lost ancient technology that can only be accessed by those privileged few with special clearance to the most forbidden parts of the Vatican archives. A secret so profound that the establishment mocks us with it as the Pope parades around in his mitre. No doubt a stylised presentation of this once great beacon for ancient sailors. Made of sandstone, the largest of these obelisks has a smaller twin of granite, also bearing the winged disc seal of the original civilization's priestly caste, now looked on as a mere memorial to honour William B. Daly, scholar, patriot and diplomat, no doubt a member of the scholarly cartel that has kept these secrets of humanity's hidden past a forbidden secret for so long, yet also providing another clue for those archaeologists initiated into the secrets by their all-powerful masters, though also a beacon to those rogue truth seekers who dare to challenge the status quo on their mission to uncover the real story of humanity's hidden past. Using these two markers as a wayfinder, the brave rogue researchers of truth and seeking were able to decipher the true purpose of these obelisks and begin the journey north to the very centre and true origin the original origins of civilization, to the suburb now allegedly known as Tarahumara, which is a piece of indigenous wisdom that only the ancient indigenous wisdom keepers of the Kemet Institute were able to properly decipher. Since the pre-colonial inhabitants of the area understood the importance of this place and passed this knowledge down to their brethren in the Egyptian tour guide business, who preserved the real meaning of the phrase Tarahumara, or nothing to see here, why are you even here, what is your obsession with this forbidden side of mystery, seriously there's nothing special about this magical place, so stop trying to look, go away. However, instead of suppressing this site, these ancient indigenous wisdom keepers were trying to protect it from the mainstream archaeological establishment that had been prophesied to arise and cover up everything interesting about the true origins of humanity's hidden past, something more and more people are becoming interested in since it is so highly compelling. But just wait until you hear this. Initially, the secrets of Tarahumara were protected for benevolent purposes, yet with their evil cunning and unlimited resources, the archaeological mafia could no longer be withstood. And so it came to pass that the site fell into the hands of those who were not in tune with nature at 432 Hz, but the wicked 440 Hz international tuning standard, which shifted the resonance of the Akashic records into a dimensional realm that unbalanced the divine structure constant, causing dream catchers across the globe to fail one by one, until finally the disastrous shockwave led to the birth of disco, eventually culminating in the global outbreak of Saturday Night Fever and its much deadlier sequel variant, ironically titled Staying Alive. Make no mistake, this attempt to guard and block investigation by independent researchers into humanity's true hidden origins remains in place to this day. As to even approach this ancient location, you must first pass by a Masonic lodge that has a blue compass and square emblazoned on its front wall, blue being the mystic colour of the intoxicating lotus and the faience glass of ancient Egypt. Another reference only for the initiated, or for the most devoted rogue independent tour guide researchers into humanity's hidden past would be able to perceive, since its frequency in the hyper-ultra-mega-violet spectrum resonates at 3, 6 and 9, and so is invisible to the naked eye. It was only through brave persistence that the rogue truth seekers were able to go further, until they reached North Tarahumara and the boundary of the alleged Ku-ring-gai Chase National Park, where they discovered the ancient wonder that lies within. The first and most advanced ancient technology Sphinx on the planet, predating the Great Sphinx and its corrupted form with a lion's body, this true original Sphinx instead had the body of a bull and with a flattened, elongated head of a so-called human as a mainstream archaeological establishment that is hiding humanity's true hidden past would have you believe. To keep this ancient wonder hidden in plain sight, the mainstream historical orthodox authorities that control all of history and science have built a portal gate as both a ritualized edifice and a red herring, labeling this a memorial instead of an ancient monument to deter the locals and curious truth-seeker visitors from entering to investigate the true origins of humanity's hidden past. Beyond the portal gate and down an ancient polygonal basalt road, now covered over, or more accurately, covered up by modern asphalt, one approaches this mysterious site and the unexplainable monument from its rear. A purposeful design, so to allow the priests and devotees time to acclimate to the immense organomasmic energy fields that radiate from its face. An energy so powerful that it manifests itself in this dimension as a black goo that can alter the very DNA of living creatures into mysterious and fierce hybrids, thus explaining the uniquely bizarre marsupial life of Australia, as well as the incredible musculature of those animals who received the highest dosage back in the Zapgobleki Tepe, all the time before the gods of the fingerprint magicians, as mentioned on the stone walls of the Temple of Seti in Egypt. Entering the inner sanctum of this old of an ancient site, the magnificent Sphinx is flanked by two impossible to build with primitive hand-tool pyramids. Yet they initially remain invisible, as it takes several weeks of intense meditation, watching podcasts about DMT, to tune the consciousness to the unique energy vibrating through this open-air temple of the talisman magician gods of the shaman. Make no mistake, this is the true and original Sphinx from the original civilization from which all others emerged. Egyptologists such as Mark Lerner and Zoe Hawass being so fearful that the truth-seeking rogue researchers into humanity's true hidden past might make it known publicly that they have never even admitted it exists. A more telling proof of a vast global cover-up into humanity's true hidden past there cannot be. Though through the determination and bravery of those independent tour guides and authors, working under the umbrella of the Kemet Institute, and especially the ancient wisdom keepers who founded this highly profitable enterprise, the truth has now begun to emerge, as more and more people become aware of the mysteries of humanity's true hidden past, and begin asking questions about the anomalies of the enigma of the lost ancient technology civilization. These rogue tour guides having secretly and silently been investigating this ancient riddle, and after decades of careful and often very dangerous research, they have finally begun coming forward to make their findings known to the growing numbers of the public who are interested in uncovering the truth of humanity's true hidden past and the anomalies that surround the official narrative of the origins of civilization. These rogue independent investigations have not only been able to penetrate the tight security surrounding this monument, they have also been able to measure it using state-of-the-art equipment and newly developed techniques to scientifically prove the unrelenting precision and flatness to which it was built, a level of technology that we are only now starting to be capable of, or should I say, we are only now starting to rediscover. As not only is this monument so precise that it is light years ahead of space-age capabilities, it is also made from a material so hard no tool on this planet at least is able to so much as scratch it, let alone shape it to its current form. Something that we couldn't do until the development of diamond technology and computer-guided CNC machines that aren't even able to do it to this day, let alone the primitive tools such as copper chisels and stone pounders, as the mainstream archaeological establishment keeps trying to shove down our throats. The very same all-powerful establishment that won't even acknowledge that this site exists, let alone tell us what tools were supposedly used. The contradictions are staggering, but more and more people are beginning to ask questions about the true origins of humanity's hidden past. What is even more remarkable is that by studying the nearby Gosford glyphs and translating those most ancient of texts, the highly rogue scholars of the Kemet Institute have uncovered that not only did the dynastic Egyptians visit this part of Australia in the distant past, they also left writings that predate their visit by several millennia, going back to a period at least as far back as Meltwater Pulse 1A, an event that flooded the entire globe at the end of the last ice age, as confirmed by the continuous spiral grooves on the famous Core 7, as noted by the luminary Egyptologist Matthew Flinders Petrie. Yet more amazing than all these impossible to do with modern technology technical feats, the rogue scholar independent researchers of the Institut de Kemet were also able to decipher the glyphs of Gosford, using that knowledge to find the true name of the original Sphinx. Its true name in the original mother tongue of all civilizations being UTRCRP, translated into English that being the Bull Sphinx of high intensity technology. Make no mistake, these and other remarkable discoveries will be detailed in the next chapter, as well as the remarkable story of cover-ups, bravery, and clandestine investigative operations to uncover the true origins of humanity's hidden past, as well as a Netflix-worthy saga of a struggle to make this known to the public, a public that is only now becoming more aware of the mysterious anomalies and enigmas about the true origins of civilization and the mystery of humanity's hidden past. Stay tuned.
I wrote down later. My God, what have we done?
Liar! TV! Have you ever found yourself watching the sunrise over wilderness and asked yourself these questions? What happened to the great ancient cities of advanced high technology that once stood there? How were these cities built with such unrelenting precisionology when it's still unfeasible to this very day? And how did they create the perfectly unrelenting flatness and unparalleled symmetry that is still impossible to measure, let alone recreate? And why does the orthodox archaeological mainstream establishment still insist these ancient high-technology cities of unyielding exactness and precisionism were built with primitive hand tools such as stone loincloths and copper sandals? Located on the northern outskirts of the supposed modern city of Sydney, on the lost island continent of Terra Australis, the true birthplace of all civilization and culture has finally been revealed, and at its centre is the oldest of the old of all the ancient high technologies that have been identified, the primogenitor monument, the original Sphinx, the one known as UTRCRP in the arcane tongue, the Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology. As all those who have broken free of the matrix of academic control know full well, one of the great hallmarks of ancient advanced technology is the precision of its manufacture, far beyond the capability of loincloth-wearing primitives and their alleged copper chisels, as the archaeological mainstream would have you believe, even though not a single one of these supposed primitive tools has ever been found. Yet the orthodox gatekeeping elite of official history still insist it was all done without the use of advanced machinery, when it is obvious to the enlightened and the curious alike, those who seek to understand the true origins of humanity's hidden past, that lost ancient high technology must have existed, since it wasn't even possible to work hard stone such as granite by hand until the development of the industrial age. Long has this advanced ancient technology been covered up by the ruling elites of history. Why else would Robert Oppenheimer quote the ancient Bhagavad Gita text with,
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
at the birth of the atomic age, a surer proof of advanced ancient technology and humanity's hidden past there cannot be. It's as though they mock us seekers of truth by insisting we believe these academic fallacies, yet still so flagrantly they admit to their existence. All to preserve their privileged rank and untold wealth by keeping the population ignorant to the true secret origins of humanity's hidden past. However, in spite of the obvious truth that these ancient relics are so perfectly symmetricalist and absolute in their dimensions that they could only be from a highly technological ancient civilization, utilizing their unsurpassed knowledge of shamanic talisman of the gods' engineering to have made such impossibly perfectliness and precisionology monuments of utter remarkableness. A remarkableness that we still can't even match today. The UTRCRP monument, known as the Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology, is clearly an example of this impossible advanced ancient engineering, as confirmed by the greatest and bravest scientists who dared to have the courage to stand up to the controlling regime of the archaeological elites. Academics who use control over organised crime and the leading intelligence agencies to suppress the true origins of humanity's hidden past. But wait until you hear this. The amazing tale of how the rogue researchers of truth and seeking came to find this most ancient of old and arcane sites is an epic tale of heroism and highly principled rectitude, as the chivalrous explorers of truth risked their very lives to bring the true origins of humanity's hidden past to the oppressed masses of fully paid up subscribers, who for so too long have been subjected to the ruthless subjugation of the all-powerful archaeological coterie. And so it was on August the 7th of the 21st century, a team of devoted truth-seeking experts led by their league rogue independent science investigator, Discovery, whose crack unit of chematologists snuck past the strictly enforced cordon surrounding the UTRCRP Sphinx, using trusted local guides and the expert skills of rogue Special Forces commandos who'd broken free of their controlling mainstream archaeological masters in search of truth. This team was able to get to the UTRCRP Sphinx and carry out a series of complex precision testes to determine just how old this masterpiece of advanced ancient technology really was, using the unquestionable principle that the quality of precisionology and precisionation, as well as its ranking on the hardness scales, would determine its age. The more precisionology, then the older it must be, as proven by the alternative rogue science of radiospectrophrenologization, instead of the official narrative pushed so fiercely by the mainstream establishment of alleged history, taking careful measurements of its third and fourth and even fifth dimensional spatial properties with resonance instruments, tools so accurate they still have yet to officially be invented. The rogue investigators of truth and seeking from the chematology school of the institutionalized worked in collaboration with other esteemed organizations, such as the Pond's Institute of Skincare and Anti-Aging Creams, as well as the Bernie Madoff and Elizabeth Holmes Foundation for Integrity and Scientific Rigor. The elite team of rogue researchers then spent hours clandestinely scanning and sampling the UTRCRP Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology, looking for precisionism and symmetricalology, all the while under the constant threat of discovery and jail, or even worse, should they be caught by the battalion of archaeological super soldiers and uber assassins who guard the site with a near religious fervour, no doubt part of their conditioning under the evil regime of those dark mainstream historical forces who seek to keep humanity's true origins from the people of this planet and possibly others. The ancient precisionism theorists had suspected that the monument of UTRCRP would display unthinkable impossibleness in its construction, though to be certain of their findings and the inevitable pushback from the sceptical forces of mainstream archaeological orthodoxy, who'd stop at nothing to keep the true origins of humanity's hidden past a secret, the elite team used both the Uri Geller and the Fomenko techniques to align and calibrate the ultra-hypersensitive equipment. What they found was so astonishingly amazing with its mind-befuddlingness of remarkability that it actually caused several of them to collapse in shock, or possibly withdrawals. But wait until you hear this thing, which is highly compelling. With their contacts in the shadow network that operates deep undercover inside the junta of academic fallacy that rules over this world, the team gained access to a laser-nating ruler that has the unrivaled accuracy of 123%, and with a margin of error so small and difficult to calculate that an even more advancedly sensitive device had to be created just for that purpose. Carefully calibrating this device to the front of the UTRCRP Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology, and then placing a tetradecagonal mirror receiver at the rear of this most ancient and original of sphinxes, the brave team had to then cancel out any vibrations from the environment by floating it in a bath of liquid organoasmic plasma, chilled to the frequency of Kumbaya. And since even the slightest breeze or insect flatulence could disturb their precisionology devices, they had to firmly affix them to the ether using a specially made tungstonian wire lute string and detoxified orb dampeners, tethered to the ground via a balanced namaste. With everything set, they turned on the cubed root of 0.+1 energy generators to power up the geomantic crystalline batteries, and then they waited. After a few anxious moments, a low hum began to fractalize out and flux capacitate the actuators, until the first of the quantum wave beams began dancing back and forth between the three-dimensional polyhedral semi-receivers, programmed to harmonize with the inverse function of the speed of life. Rushing to the displays to await the first results, they gasped a collective Om. In what has to be the most remarkable scientific find of humanity's hidden past, the team uncovered something so impossible it cannot be explained. From its front to its rear, the UTRCRP was measured to be precisely its length. Not just close to, but precisely its length. A feat of engineering that we cannot even dream of accomplishing today.
Wow.
In fact, it was so precise in its precisionism, the UTRCRP could now be dated to at least the pre-early megalithic era. Though if that wasn't amazingness enough, the team then saw the results come in for the width of UTRCRP. And once again, the exactly precise distance between its left and right sides was exactly the same as its width. Exactly. Just as its GPS coordinates, exactly precisionism to its location on the map. A level of calicimetrodociousness that rivaled even the cryptocartography of the Peri-Reis map. As amazing as that was in its own way, it was also a clear and unambiguous indicator of the negative anti-gravity waves being used to keep the UTRCRP from floating away. A level of advanced ancient technology so profoundly advanced and ancient that not even the subspace lava lamps at the Rockwell-Schmidt Institute had been able to manifest such a creation. The precisionism was unthinkable, so unrelenting that at first even the rogue researchers of truth and seeking could not entirely believe it. Running the tests over and over until the resonating symbioticality pulses from the cubed root of 0.+1 energy generator over-frequencied and went silent. In stunned, motionless silence, they cheered and hugged as they had confirmed the impossible reality of humanity's true hidden past, dating the other crap Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology even further back still, not to the unthinkable date of the earliest pre-megalithic, but to the superlithic era, a time even before the kilolithic, hyperlithic, or even the ultralithic periods of humanity's hidden past. Breaking out into a spontaneous drum circle, the team of rogue, independent researchers into humanity's hidden past knew they couldn't pause for too long. They had still one more set of experiments to complete before the midsummer sunrise. Yet to calculate what the utter crap Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology was made of, as well as its place on the scales of hardness. Discovery and his team knew they were running short of time, for soon the mainstream archaeological elite who controls the world's so-called official narrative and dating sites would soon be upon them. However, they were more than confident that the utter crap was not of any material known to exist on this planet.
Try to cut it. Never happened. Use a laser cut. Never happened.
We can't even do this today with our modern technology.
So, foregoing both the Larry and Curly scales of hardness, they went straight to testing its Mohs scale of hardness, which would place it as a stooge-free technology, and they expected nothing less from something going as far back as a superlithic era of ancient technology and humanity's hidden past. Just think about how ridiculously remarkable that is, and how much ancientness it must hold within. Some speculate that it may even be pure ancientness, something the gatekeeping mainstream archaeological elites of sciencing won't even mention in their so-called textbooks. But wait until you hear this. Stay tuned. Coming up next on the History Channel, did a Smurf enslave Nephilim and giants to construct Stonehenge? Ancient Smurf theorists say yes. Have you ever found yourself walking through an art gallery and asked yourself these questions? What happened to the ancient Stargate technology that brought the true lost origins of humanity's hidden past to this planet? Why does NASA stand for National Association of Sinister Archaeologists? And why is NASA trying to hide the true origins of humanity's hidden past from the people of this planet, and possibly others? Hidden on the lost island continent of Terra Australis, in the northern suburbs of the so-called city of Sydney, Australia, a team of brave, open-minded researchers of truth and of seeking uncovered the greatest discovery in all of history. A discovery with such amazing ossitude that it is being covered up by those who seek to understand the true origins of humanity's hidden past. Although the mainstream archaeological establishment has done its best to block this discovery from being revealed to the public, it is so highly compelling that they could not do so. The origins of all civilizations being found, and at its centre, the oldest of the oldest monuments, the utter crap, or the Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology has finally been revealed. Using the cutting edge of alternative science, it has been proven to be perfecticality in its symmetric collision and precisionismology, thus confirming it to be from the most ancient superlithic era of humanity's true hidden past. Highly compelling proof that this marvel of impossible engineering was the result of lost advanced ancient technologies. and as had been proven through the testings of absolute precisionology. The team now shifted gears, with the patrols of archaeological mercenary soldiers who guarded the utter crap Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology passing only inches away. The brave crew of truth-seeking experts continued their work with a fanatical recklessness of the righteous, being driven purely by truth and of seeking. As they had assumed prior, the utter crap was made of a material so strong and unbreakable that it could only be measured with the highest scales of hardness. Chipping off a small piece for testing in a specially developed portable spectrobabble waveometering transducer, model number BS101, they found the material making up the utter crap Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology to be so hard that it even broke the device before touching it. A Mohs hardness rating that had to be at least 11, and so was impossible to test above sea level. This extraordinary proof of advanced, lost ancient technology also answered one of the greatest riddles of all time, the sinking of Atlantis. It was no punishment from the gods, but an experiment gone wrong, since only under the waves could the Atlanteans have properly ascertained the hardness of this monument. At a Mohs hardness of no less than 11, there is no tool today that could so much as scratch it, let alone cut or drill or even remove a small chip for sampling. The team of rogue scientist investigators led by Discovery were ecstatic. The true origins of humanity's hidden past had been confirmed. All the megalithic textbooks would have to be rewritten to include the superlithic era. This shows the academic fallacy of copper chisels to be a delusional suggestion, perpetuated by the criminal syndicate of archaeologists to keep the true origins of humanity's hidden past from the masses. Packing up their equipment and erasing all traces of their presence, the team then disappeared back into the surrounding bushland and returned to their base camp. They would return on the next equisolstice and begin the next phase of their investigations of this remarkable and most ancient of temple complexes, hoping to find the true purpose of this remarkable utter crap device and the so-called alleged altar that stood before it, with its winged disc and the ancient gods guarding the mysterious panel that tantalized the initiated into its true purpose of humanity's hidden past. Until that time, the rogue team of courageous truth-seekers continued with their research, investigating the impossibly hard material that makes up the utter crap Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology. A great mystery that the mainstream archaeological establishment would have you believe doesn't even exist. Scouring the independent science books rather than the official narrative and their academic fallacies, Discovery and his team instead followed their chakras, harnessing the most hallowed of instruments, including a choir of singing bowls, and the ones from the actual set of the Harry Potter documentaries. This mysterious material of utter crap would be declared both impossible to replicate, or even so much as be explained by the scientific establishment. However, the brave people who studied this pre-cataclysmic marvel were not only able to find the formula for its composition, but also its original ancient name. Mentioned in ancient Sumerian clay seals and in the ancient Indian Rig Veda as that which cannot be made to be unmade or even exist like totally. However, the true name of this magical material has been located in the most unlikely, though also the most obvious location. The name of this material being vibra-adamantitium. This name and the formula for its forging being found not too far away in the enigmatic, mysterious glyphs of Gosford. That surely must be the oldest known writings on the planet, as well as the most important technical document recorded on Earth. No surprise considering that this region of the lost island continent of Australis and the UTRCRP Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology that lay at its centre is the cradle of not only Egyptian, but of all other civilizations on this planet, and possibly beyond. Vibra Atlantium is now registered in the forbidden books of ancient high-technology science as the first supermaterial ever to be created by human beings of the most ancient superlithic era, an age even before the first seeds of Eden were planted. Be it no surprise then that not too far away, exactly 6.66 miles away to be precisely exact, the Eden Garden Centre now stands. Supposedly just another suburban garden centre, the Eden Garden Centre, or should I say, the centre of the Gardens of Eden, can now be joined to the Hyde Park obelisk, which as we have seen is in fact the original lighthouse of the original civilization. Together with the UTRCRP Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology, these 3 points when viewed together do the most impossible of things. If joined by lines, these points create an improbable and utterly mystifying feat of the purest and most ancient of mysterious geometries. Although the mainstream archaeological establishment would deny it, the rogue researchers of truth and seeking have found that these 3 points do indeed create a triangle. Something that cannot be explained with loincloths and copper chisels, this complex mathematical relationship forms another incontrovertible proof of advanced ancient technology. However, the sheer impossibility of this complex geometry yields yet more secrets, as when examined through the lens of exactness and compared with the impossibly symmetricological statues of so-called dynastic Egypt, something even more unbelievable happens. These 3 points of a map perfectly coincide with the unexplainable and unambiguous geometry of Egyptian statues, something that rogue independent aerospace engineers were able to eyeball measure to within 1/100th of an inch, something that other so-called modern engineers still could not do to this day for the sake of their careers and credibility, and yet something which the defenders of the orthodox historical cartel continue not to even address. Just another cover-up of ancient lost technology and the true origins of humanity's hidden past, proven by science to be exactly its length long and precisely its width wide. The most ancient Sphinx of UTRCRP is a marvel of ancient engineering. The very centre of the birthplace of all civilization, it is the most important discovery of our age, and possibly of any age yet to come. Even though the establishment historians continue in their attempts to silence this unrivalled find, as well as to discredit the brave, independent, rogue-seeking truth researchers who have copyrighted the business model and signed an exclusivity deal for future tours of the area with local authorities, some of whom are still yet to be formally convicted for taking bribes by the corrupt justice system and its archaeological overlords. Surely just another plot by the elites to make these highly profitable charities of truth and seeking look bad in the public's eye, thus keeping the true mystery of this site and the ancient primogenitor civilization a secret from the public, who are now more and more becoming interested in the mysteries of humanity's hidden past. It's all very highly compelling, but wait until you hear this. As we have seen in the mysterious obelisks of the alleged Hyde Park in the centre of Sydney, the mystic ancient symbol of this great civilization remains, the winged disc being found on not just one, but both those obelisks, a symbol so profound as to become a transcendental icon whose true power can only be accessed by shamanic visions of the purest DMT-themed Joe Rogan podcasts. If that, and the exacting precisionism of the UTRCRP Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology wasn't amazing enough, there is yet another intoxicating, mysterious secret of an unrevealed enigma yet to be de-riddled. The so-called altar that faces the UTRCRP monument, or so the mainstream archaeological establishment in all their wealth and privilege would have you believe it is. With the use of special cameras and ayahuasca-coated lens filters, the independent researchers of truth and seeking were also able to find the winged disc inside this temple complex of UTRCRP itself. Absolute confirmation that these ancient sites were linked and go back to the superlithic era of humanity's hidden past. Returning to the site of the UTRCRP Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology, the rogue independent researchers came seeking even more truth. Having spent months further deciphering the glyphs of Gosford, they were intrigued to find references to a sequence of ancient spells and mathematical incantations that suggested the UTRCRP served a much higher purpose than just generating interest in highly overpriced guided tours. More than just stones to be pointed at, this incredible marvel of lost ancient technology and engineering appeared to have some sort of user interface connected to it, a way by which the devoted truthers of Sikh could operate an unknown appliance. These ancient texts were both vague and both mysterious, without a fluent understanding of this mysterious and vague arcane tongue. But it was clear enough the UTRCRP Bull Sphinx of high-intensity technology was being described as some sort of apparatus, an ancient high-technology machine, and the alleged altar stone was clearly its control panel. Yet this mystery of humanity's lost hidden past was the most difficult mystery of historical casuistry to sophist translate without completely jumping the shark, despite what the wicked archaeologists and their stately gilded homes would have you believe. Yet for all this amazing remarkableness of impossibility, we are now able to reveal the greatest secret of all, which is that
This warning applies to all areas receiving this broadcast. This message will be repeated.